Hey everyone, I'm Erin Sanchez from candidlyerin.com,
And I'm Yolanda from Wise Social Marketing.
and this is Marketing Matters. You can see us here every week, Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. We're a little late today. That's okay. Nobody's keeping track. We are going to talk about something we know people are struggling with from our own experience with working with clients and just, even our own experiences in the past, which we're going to talk about, which is getting clients. So we're going to share our stories, some stories around what we've done to get clients in the past. One of the methods. There's so many things we could say.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those in future videos. So I'm going to let you tell your story first, Yolanda, and then I'll tell my story.
Okay, so where to begin? My family and I moved to Edmonton in 2016. And when we moved to Edmonton, we had no contacts, no friends. We knew no one here in the city. And the same can be said when we moved from South Africa to Vancouver, right? So that's why I'm saying where to begin with the story. But
yeah.
let's start in 2016 because that's when I started Suite 532.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved in March of 2016 to a brand new city with no contacts, no friends. And the reason I'm saying this is many people think if you can only be successful if you have loads of contacts and loads of friends, and that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, got here, and my intention when we moved to Edmonton, the thing I wanted to do was get a job. And the reason I wanted to get a marketing job was I wanted to make friends because I knew it's a new city, and one of the best and easiest ways to make new friends and contacts is to get a job.
For sure.
So sent out my resume, and for 2-3 months, nothing. No one called me, nothing. So I thought, okay, well, now's the time, right? Now let me just do what I've always wanted to do, which is run my own marketing business or consultancy. And I started. So I think it was May, June, I started Suite 532 and started blogging straight away because this is essential if you want to get visible and noticed and found on Google. You need to optimize your site, and blogging is helpful in that way. Started blogging straight away, started growing my email list as soon as I could. I mean, almost immediately. So you'll notice here, I created my own website. I did everything on my own because of the limited funds, right? I didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't running ads. I was just blogging.
Yeah, bootstrapping it.
Yeah, just bootstrapping like most people do, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, I need to now make contacts. I need to make connections. I need to get out there. So what I did is I joined Alignable, okay? Because I had about 15 or 10 LinkedIn connections at the time, and none of them were going to be helpful to me because they weren't living in Edmonton. So I joined Alignable, and Alignable is a social media platform, but it's like, it's connect small businesses in your area.
Mm-hmm.
So I always urge my clients to do this because it's amazing to me how many people don't focus on the local area in their own backyard. It's like strange.
Yeah.
Why aren't you looking in your own backyard? So anyway, I did. I was looking in my own backyard. I really wanted to meet people. I wanted to shake hands. I wanted to have coffee with people. I wanted to get to know more about the city I was living in and what people needed and wanted and what was the expectations, etc. Through Alignable, I did start meeting up with people, but I wasn't getting work through them. But it doesn't matter because I was learning a lot about what people, how they work, how they interact here. Because I think if you travel a lot and if you move around a lot, you will know and you'll understand what I'm about to say. Every geographical location is different. Like people are different everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, people are the same, but they're also very different. The way they do things, the way they choose to do things is different. So if you are someone who is moving around a lot, if you're a digital nomad, for example, and you want to look at start looking your own backyard and see how people are and what they expect from people. And anyway, so I did that. And then I did something that most people like frown upon, but it worked for me. I put a small ad in Kijiji. And if you don't have Kijiji, you have Craigslist.
Yeah.
And what I did is I put a small ad for social media management.
Hmm.
And I got my first 2 clients that same month.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know this story. Okay.
Yeah. Now, my first 2 clients that same month, they were small clients because all I was advertising was social media management. I wasn't like saying, I can do your marketing, all of it, outdoor marketing, offline, online. I didn't say any of that. I just said, if you have a little business and you want someone to run your social media accounts and create content for you for your social media, this is it. And I got 2 clients immediately.
Yeah.
So that worked for me. I know it's not like one of the top recommendations from people, like please put an ad on Craigslist or Kijiji, but it worked for me, and I know other people that it's worked for as well. And I suppose as well, it's because of the city. It seems to just work here. It doesn't work everywhere else.
Yeah.
So the point of my story here is experiment with what's working already in that area for you.
Yeah.
And then from there, people started spreading the word, right? It's like word of mouth. People started recommending me to other people. And then eventually I started bringing the work that I wanted to get. I mean, the coaching work and also the bigger contracts. But it came with time.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 6 months of 2016 was not a good year. I mean, I didn't end the year with like profits or anything. It was a slow progressing thing. But 2017, 2018, I started seeing the results.
Yeah. What I love about your story too is two things that really stood out to me. Watch, I'm going to forget one as soon as I talk about the first one. So the first one is you were really clear on what you were offering people.
Yeah.
Which is so important. And a lot of people who are struggling to get clients, I feel like they're not clear on it. They're like, well, I can help you with your social media. Well, what do you do? Ads? Do you do this? Oh, I can help you with whatever you need help with. You have to get really clear on it, because that's going to be like the 2 people that you signed on, they saw it and they go, that's the thing I need. That's probably a big reason you signed them on. And then the second thing that I really liked about what you shared is what so many people overlook. And I know you still do this to this day with your coffee, chats and things like that, is just having the conversations with people is literally like doing focused market research to understand when you start talking to people like that, even if you never sign them as a client, you hear that's a common thread. Yeah. This is what people are struggling with. I know how to create my marketing message to talk to people who need that. It's so simple, but so effective.
So effective. I mean, it's amazing to me how many people are so anti the coffee meetups. I come across those blog posts all the time. Don't waste my time. I don't want to meet you for coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. If you don't have 30 minutes a week to meet a new person for coffee, then you're not really trying to expand your business or grow, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
If you cannot find 30 minutes to meet someone new, something is wrong. Like, you have to do the work. There's something wrong with the mindset. Because like you say, when I do meet people for coffee, and hopefully they know it, and I think they do know it, I'm not there to get your business.
Right.
I'm there to get to know you. I just want to get to know you because I still feel kind of new here. I still feel like I have so much to learn. And it interests me, like, what are your struggles with? They might have nothing to do with marketing. But whatever they're opening up with me, whatever they're talking about, I notice it becomes a bit of a theme. Like, this is like what most people are talking about in my community, in my city, and then even maybe nationally, right? Provincially, nationally. I noticed that there's a recurring theme. There's things that I can work with in my content.
Exactly. It literally, like, if you have conversations, then you have content ideas. So people who are like, I don't know what to write about, I don't know what to post about, go have a conversation with somebody and you'll have like 10 ideas to write about. So easy.
So easy. And if you don't, there's people with health issues, etc. So if you can't actually physically
get on a Zoom call.
Get on a Zoom call. You have no excuse not to reach out and connect with people.
Yeah, I have conversations with people all the time because of my podcast, partly, but that always leads to ideas. I hear what they're doing, what they're struggling with, or whatever. So yeah, I love that. And I do it sometimes, but I'm more of a hermit than you. But I go out and I meet with people, and it always is always has some benefit, right? Even if I'm not there to sell to them either. But so my one story, because I know you and I have gotten clients in many different ways, right? But what happened last year, so when I first started my business in 2014, I was doing more consulting, like social media, and just more of the marketing consulting. I worked through some agencies and stuff even. But then in 2016, the same year as you, but a little after, I wanted to sort of pivot, get away from agency work, and I wanted to start getting more clients in a sort of a different space and doing more writing and things like that. So a little bit different than what I had been doing. And so it was kind of like starting over in some ways. And so I was really struggling with, well, some of the things we talked about. I was like, well, what exactly do I offer, and all of that? Where do I start? How do I get people to come to me? I had just started a blog and an email list and all of that as well. So one of the things that changed everything for me last year, and like I said to you before the call, I wish I would have like kind of done up some math, but I reached out to, I think he reached out to me, but the point is we were connected. He saw that I was, active on LinkedIn and stuff. And an old boss reached out to me. I shouldn't say old, a previous boss reached out to me. And he said, hey, I love what you're doing. I love your writing. I have a couple of people who need help with writing and content. Can I connect you with them? And I said, yes. And he told me about each one. He connected me with them. Both of them became clients. And my previous boss became a client. The company I used to work for became a client. And you already know how to do that kind of work because I used to write stuff for them when I was an employee. So now I still write stuff for them, but for my, like, not as an employee. I don't have to go into the office, right? And then the people who he connected me with introduced me to their own connections. And I ended up having at least 5 or 6 clients with repeat work because the trust is already established when it's referral that way. And they made up the bulk of my income last year.
That's the stage I'm in now, right? As you know, I'm in that whole referral word of mouth stage, which is awesome.
Yes. Amazing.
It's the best, the most desirable. But it takes a while to get there.
It does. It does. This only happened last year, which was 2019, right? And I started in 2016.
And the same. So what's that?
2-ish years, right? 3 years before it started really happening that way. And now most of my work does come from referrals.
Yeah.
But it's the fastest way to convert because because they're already looking for somebody. And when somebody that they trust recommends you, the trust is like filtered through from that person directly to you. And then all you're getting on the phone to do is discuss the details. They're ready to sign you on.
So true. It's the best. It's the best. It's the most ideal. Because it's definitely more, more time consuming, but also just more exhausting, really, trying to get the person's trust when they first start inquiring in there, which is another reason why you and I push email marketing so much, because once people get a regular email from you, you kind of already have established a relationship with these people. They kind of already have a sense of who you are. That's what I found now with my newsletter. People kind of connect with me easily now. It's not like I have to sell myself to them. They have an idea of who I am and what I can do. So yes, once again, if you can start on your email marketing ASAP, right? Like yesterday, now start collecting subscribers as soon as possible, depending on, of course, on your business model. But I recommend everyone start collecting. Whether you sell products, whether you're selling services, I recommend everyone blog and everyone should be collecting emails.
Yep.
But yes,
no, I was going to say, and the good news is we have a freebie for people who want to do that. This was not planned. We just truly care so much about blogging and building an email list, which go hand in hand, right? that's what our free resource is, 15 proven ways to grow your email list. So I always put that link
Subscribe.
below.
Yeah.
Yeah, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because we're going to be showing up here every single week with videos on other ways to get clients, because we know that is
There's so
a
many ways.
yeah, there's so many different ways, and we know it's a big, challenge for people, and mindset stuff, because you
Oh,
know you've been doing some market research and customer surveys,
and
and
yeah, so many people are coming back to me and saying that they need to stay motivated, and their mindset is probably, not probably, 100% affecting the results, and also what
yeah,
you're attracting.
yeah,
And I call it the woo-woo stuff, but the woo-woo stuff really is, you need to
yeah,
use the mindset and energy work. Like, so we will run a few videos on that as well.
for
We
sure, yeah.
discuss it. Super important.
Yeah, and I think what we talked about was we'll bring people a combination of strategy, on the ground, tactical work, mindset work, because they go hand in hand. You have to have both. So we're going to be back here every week talking about that. So subscribe, grab our freebie, and then you won't miss any videos. They'll be delivered right to your inbox. And did you have anything else before we leave?
No, I was just going to say, your tip there on Facebook, or was it Facebook, where no, your connection, someone connected with you on social media.
Yeah.
When you first open your social media accounts, that's a great tip. Reach out to people you used to work with,
Yes.
people from your past. Wonderful tip. Reach out
Thank
to
you.
them, ask them to
Yeah.
follow your page.
Yes. Exactly. And hit up your old bosses.
Yeah.
If you have a good relationship with them, go connect with them, because they probably valued your work. You left.
Don't burn bridges.
No, we're going to talk
But
about,
you need them
yeah.
to follow your business page.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you for sharing your story. I loved hearing that. I always like hearing your news stories, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.